Positive EV plays for May 11th. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Billy C. I'm going to break down here the OddsJam tool, the Positive EV tool. We're going to look at some plays for tomorrow. I'm going to show you what plays I will bet and play and kind of give you my strategy. And if nothing else, let's get into it. Let's make some money. All right, so like I said, here we are. We're on the Positive EV tool here at OddsJam. All right, so all we do is you go under Tools, and you go under Positive EV, right? And this is just showing us plays that have an edge, that are mathematically profitable, right? The OddsJam tool, what it does is it scrapes all the sports books in the state of Arizona for me, the ones that I have accounts with. And it's going to show me the biggest discrepancies, which sports books are sleeping at the wheel, right? So a great example here would be this Liverpool over 2.5 goals for Monday, May 15th, right? You can see a lot of these sports books like BetMGM, DraftKings, Pinnacle, the sharpest sports book in the world, the most accurate sports book. They all have odds around plus 145, plus 150. But we can get these odds over at FanDuel at plus 172. That's a big jump. That's a big gap. That's why this is the top play, right, on our Positive EV tool. So that's all we're doing. Sports books like FanDuel that are sticking out like a sore thumb, okay? That's what we're doing here. We're picking off these plays. So that's what the Positive EV tool does. It constantly scrapes and scans the sports books. All these bets, right? Like Superbook, right? All these plays, all these bets. I'm already going to lock in one here with this over 9.5. It's just scraping, constantly scanning and showing you the biggest discrepancies. Okay. Now, the reason I would not play this Liverpool over 2.5, and please leave a comment and on the video, if you're like, Billy, you're an idiot, you should make this play. It's got a 3.39% profit margin, as we call this number here, right? But this win percentage here is 38.01%, and this win percentage is directly tied to the no vig fair odds, okay? So not the odds that we're getting, but the plus 163.09, that yields us a 38.1% chance, 01% chance. I'm just not into that. It's too low of a win percentage for me. No rhyme or reason. This isn't a bad play. It's a great play. I just don't like to make these plays. Not my cup of tea. Now, a cool new feature also on the Plus EV tool OddsJam did is this pause play button here. I hit play, and now when I'm on the screen, it'll constantly just show me new EV plays that pop up. So I don't have to keep clicking refresh. It's awesome. So as I showed you before, one play I'm on right here, this over 9.5 on this White Sox Royals on Superbook, right? So I'm going to show you my betting strategy that I use. It's going to be the ticker that's going to just run below. I only make plays that are between minus 200 to plus 130 odds. And when I say that, I mean the no vig fair odds. So I don't care what odds we're getting here, right? Like this here, I don't care the plus 172. I only pay attention to the no vig fair odds. That's all I pay attention to. So I want to go ahead and lock this in, right? So we're getting this at minus 103. And if you would go by the ticker, I have a $275 unit size. So I'm going to place, I have my little cheat sheet over here. Give me a minute. I'm going to probably place roughly $250 on this over 9.5 on Superbook. So right here, Mars White Sox Royals over 9.5. And boom, we lock that in. First play of the night, over 9.5 runs. Going to use the OddsJam free bet tracker here, right? It's free. Tracks all my bets for me. The most recent video I just made a couple days ago shows you this bet tracker and my own personal bet tracker that I have myself. And if you're interested in getting a copy of my own bet tracker, I'll give it to you for free. Just leave a comment or slide in my DMs over on Twitter. And I can email it to you or share the link via Twitter or in YouTube. So no problem there, right? There's my Twitter handle. Feel free to reach out. So I'm also going to now throw this in my personal tracker. It's been a really, really tough May. I'm actually profitable today with a lot of plays still pending, so I'm going to get some money back, which is great. But I only have one play for tomorrow, so this will be my second play. 50. And I keep track of all my straight wagers on this site. So no prize picks, no underdog, no parlays. I don't keep track of those on this particular tab, just my straight wagers. And it tells me how many bets I place per month, how much money I bet per day, how much money I make back, then my win-loss right here, and then basically my average bet size, and then my percentage of my bankroll retained, right? So this should actually now go to black. So if it's a green day, obviously it's in black. So like yesterday, I bet $3,800. I only returned $3,100. That means I brought back almost 80% of what I gambled yesterday. So it was a losing day, but it's not like I lost 90% of my bankroll in one day that I bet. I just lost 20%. So this is it. So if you're interested in this, just reach out to me. Be happy to give it to you just to help you track your bets. So the cool part now is I don't have to hit the refresh button. So we're just going to scan. Now, it's a book out here, Desert Diamond. It's basically Desert Diamond is the same as Barstool and Bet Rivers. I just removed, they all use the same odds maker. I removed my Barstool and Bet Rivers because I am severely limited on both those sports books. And since I can get a little bit more action down on Desert Diamond, that's why I keep it up. But for player prop bets, I can't do anything. So if you have a Barstool or Bet Rivers account, I would play both of these. This Michael Porter, PJ Tucker, great example right here. Boom, this Knicks game just popped up on FanDuel for Friday. We're going to place that. But these player prop bets here, I would bet them, but I don't feel like betting $15 on Desert Diamond because that's all they're going to let me bet, 15, maybe $20. And, when I'm betting roughly $200, $250, $275, I'm not placing a $15 wager. It's just not personally worth it to me. So we're going to go over this Knicks play under 102.5 team total. This is a guaranteed alternate team total line spread. So if we go to the main team total line, it's probably not 102.5. So let's move over there, see if FanDuel will let me place a bet or if they're going to have to make me, show my location. So we're going to go here and we're going to go all the way over to team props. And then the Knicks are going to be on the road. So we're going to have to go to away. See, the way total points is 103. So we're getting this at 102. And double check. This is under 102.5 at plus 102. So right here, under 102.5 plus 102. See how much FanDuel lets me bet. I put $250 on it. If they're going to let me bet $98, we'll hit the refresh button real quick. So hopefully you can find my location. I always seem to have location issues whenever I want to make a YouTube video. If not, I'll go ahead and lock it in on my cell phone. All right. Let me come back once I verify my location, and we'll go ahead and lock this play in. Okay, so I'm back. Couldn't do it on the desktop here, so I did on my cell phone. So as you can see right here, under 102.5, plus 102 for the Knicks away team total. And so we're going to go ahead and throw this in here. $98. I also don't pay attention to the recommended bet size, guys. Leave a comment if that's stupid of me, and I should, but I don't. I go off of this unit size right here at the bottom on the ticker. That's kind of how I've been kind of tackling the plays. So this is going to be for Friday, and I have, no issue at all placing bets out in the future. Because more times than not, you're not going to see those odds for the Knicks game. It's just not going to happen. It'll be gone. All right. So another one here would be the under 208.5. And this kind of this goes great as far as correlation together because you're looking at. It just disappeared. That's the new feature with the pause play button. It just disappeared. So let me see if I can search Knicks here, and it's not going to let me do it. So, okay, we're on to the next play then. That was gone. We'll try this tennis match here. Don't know anything about these two tennis players here. This Anna Kalinskaya and this Elise Mertens. No idea. But we're getting it at minus 102 under 21.5 games. So up here, you'll click the little hourglass. You need to know how to search for these guys. You got to move quick because this won't be here forever. And then it's right here. And we're looking for under 21.5 games. So the main match is 22.5. So you got to go to total games props right here. And then it's going to be the under 21.5 at minus 102. And that's what we want. So I'm going to lock it in on my phone right now since I can't do it on my desktop. And then I'll just show you that I actually bet it when we go to I want to go back to my bets, and I'll show you what I did. So Mertens. And, this is just, you need to know where to go. You need to know how to navigate the sites because this won't be here forever. Let's see what the max they'll let me play. $81.60 is the max they'll let me play. Trust me, I normally play $275 on this, or $250, excuse me. So we go ahead and lock that in. Let me go back to my bets, my active bets. And right here, this Mertens Kalinskia, minus 102, 81.60. And I'll throw this in. Keeps moving on me, obviously, as you can see. We have it here at the under 20.5, but here it is. Boom. So I'll put 81.60. And then it's for tomorrow. And I'll do this plus 81.6. Now, as we just saw in that same tennis match, the under 20.5 games has value too. And for myself, I will go ahead and bet this again. It's like a ladder play, right? Now, if it gets outside of my range, like I said, the plus 115, if this gets outside plus 130, gets to that plus 135, plus 140, I won't bet this. Just so you know, I bet ladders, so things of this nature, right? Like in the baseball game, if you take over 8.5, over 9.5, I'll do that if it falls in my range. But understand it can be more volatile, right? Because they could both lose and it could be really bad, or they could both win and it could be great. So keep that in mind. If you don't like that, or you don't want to get that risky with it, then in my opinion, I would take the heavier win probability chance, right? So if this was like, under 20.5, under 21.5, I'm going to play, if I had to pick one of these, I'm doing the under 21.5. Why? Because we're getting it at minus 105 is the fair odds, which minus 105 is a 51% chance of hitting compared to plus 115 down here, which is only a 46% chance of hitting. So I'd rather make the play with the 51% chance than the 46% chance. So if you're like, I don't like to do both of those, that's how I would attack this. But because I have a little bit of degenerate in me and it just falls within my betting window, I'm going to go ahead and place this under 20.5 at plus 118. So let me take a look here on my phone. Boom, it's there. And I'm going to be able to probably place less than what I wanted to before. Yeah, 67.80. I can place less because if they let me place $81.60 on a minus 105 bet, and now we're going to get plus 118, they're not going to let me bet as much. So 67.80 is what I got this play down for. So I'm on this play twice. And the only reason that I'm limited on FanDuel is because I've made a decent amount of money off of FanDuel. And I'll show you. Let me see when I log back in. I'll show you that we locked in this bet. So let me go and throw this in the bet tracker before this bad boy disappears. So 67.80. Three plays in. And this is basically all I'm doing this evening, guys. I'm just having that play button on the Positive EV page. It's doing that. And I like to find, that's how I like to find most of my plays. So it should be right here. So under 20.5, right? So we show you the under 21.5, minus 102, and then also under 20.5 at plus 118, 67.80, right? Another place that I love to get plays from, maybe the plus EV tool I've just seen a lot, right? I'll go over to the arbitrage tab. Love this. And I'll go to the arbitrage tab. Now, I don't have the filters here and also for the plus EV tool, guys, my filters are just the recommended filters. Nothing special, just recommended. So as you can see, there's this My Bookie, which is an offshore sports book in Desert Diamond. They have a ton of arbitrage opportunities, which I should hop on this. A lot of EPL matches here for Sunday. But what I'll do is I'll just go and scan this. And I love it when the pinnacle line is over here, right? So here's a great example. Like this is a rugby league. I have no clue about rugby. No clue at all. But what I'll do is I'll click into this and, you'll see that, we can get this at BetMGM at minus 135. So when we're looking at this, there's a way that we can kind of figure out which one has more EV. So what I would do for this particular play to kind of break this down for you guys is I would go all the way up to calculators. I'd go over to the no vig fair odds calculator. We're just going to open up a new screen, right? And so we're going to go off of Pinnacle's odds, okay? So Pinnacle has this at minus 161 plus 132, all right? So we can check both sides to see maybe which side we should bet with. So minus 161 plus 132. So all we're going to do, minus 161 plus 132. We're going to remove the vig. We're going to find the true fair odds, right? And the fair odds are minus 143. As we said, all odds are associated with a win probability. So minus 143 yields us a 58% chance, almost 59% chance, whereas plus 143 gives us, a 41% chance, right? So that's how that works, because the vig is how sports books get paid because they don't charge you a membership fee. So we're going to remove the vig to find the fair price, really, the fair odds. You know, it's like if you go to buy a car and you want to see the Kelley Blue Book, because the Kelley Blue Book is going to give you the true fair price. So minus 143. So then the next thing that we'll do is we're going to go to calculators again. We're going to go to expected value calculator. Just to keep it simple, I'm just going to open up another tab, but you could also click right here. Right, so we know that the fair odds is 58.87, and that's if we were going to bet this over right here. Okay, so we're getting minus 135 at BetMGM. So let's just pretend we're going to put $100 down. Our odds are minus 135, and the fair odds are 58.87. So type in 58.87, and there is expected value on this play. This is a plus EV play. So I just don't. Why didn't it show up on the tools? Because I don't have rugby selected as one of the sports for me to go check out, right? So this, on this arbitrage tool, there is plus EV here to take this Newcastle's Knights, right? So now you can check to see, okay, well, I can already tell you we're not going to have plus EV on the Gold Coast Titans line, and here's why, right? So we already know that the plus 132 is 41.13, so we'll just change this to 41.13, and we can get this at Desert Diamond or Barstool, same odds maker, different sports book at plus 140. So we would just type in 140. And as you can see, there's negative expected value here, right? There's not a big enough gap. There isn't. If you want to know exactly how this calculator computes and spits out these numbers, right here down below gives you a great example, a breakdown, and then some also frequently asked questions. So sometimes I like to go to the arbitrage tool. And yeah, I got to throw in a couple calculators and do a little bit of math. But right here, I need to go bet this Newcastle Knights rugby play for Saturday, May 13th, because there's expected value here. The odds that Pinnacle's saying that it should be, and even the average odds between the three books, we're getting way better price. So that's how we break it out. And what I just showed you there with the no vig fair odds and the expected value calculator, that's exactly what you would do on like a FanDuel boost. So when you get these FanDuel boosts, you want to find out, like, is this a good bet? Are we getting a good price here, good odds? This is how we would do it. You go to the no vig fair odds calculator, you throw in Pinnacle's odds, you find the fair price and the fair win percentage. And if you're getting odds, which equals a win percentage, better than the fair price, then that's positive expected value, and we make that play every time. All right, guys, I'm the end the video here. Because I don't want to go too long, but that's all I'm doing today. If the positive EV tool is maybe not bumping for me, I like to go to the arbitrage tool. I like to, when Pinnacle or Penny has their lines here, then I feel like the sharpest sports book in the world. I have a reference to go off of, and then I know what to bet. So I'll just go through sometimes, and if the odds fall in my favor, right? So I like this minus 161. Why? Because I go from plus 130 to minus 200. So this is in my realm right here. This is, let's make this money. So that's all I'm doing. EV tool, arbitrage tool. If you guys are interested, have questions about, OddsJam and their tools, and you want to learn how to become maybe a more sharper, better, more profitable, or, you want to dive in deeper into what I do, or just have questions for me, please reach out to me and ask. I'll be happy to help you. If you want to sign up for one of their tools, use my promo code Billy20, saves you 20% off. And then if you plug my code in, it helps me out a lot. OddsJam knows that I'm sending you their way, and it's a big help to me. And then lastly, guys, Don't be afraid. Hit the thumbs up, thumbs down, leave a comment if you like this. If you don't like this, I mostly post a lot of plus EV videos, giving you plays for tomorrow, for the next day. So yeah, and reach out to me on Twitter too. If you want the spreadsheet that I have, I'll be more than happy to share it with you. So until the next video, guys, I appreciate you stopping by, and we'll see you later.